Hello, and this is Delia again. I'm on the Vampire Diaries, The Awakening, Chapter 12, and this will be I think this is part 5 or 6, I'm not sure. I can't remember. Let's see. The air had a changed electric feel, and the sullen purple thunderheads gave the sky a nightmarish look. It was a perfect atmosphere for Halloween, menacing and otherworldly. But it woke only dread in Elena. Since that night at Bonnie's, she'd lost her appreciation for the eerie and the uncanny. Her diary had never turned up, although they'd searched Bonnie's house top to bottom. She still couldn't believe that it was really gone, and the idea of a stranger reading her most private thoughts made her feel wild inside because, of course, it had been stolen. What other explanation was there? More than one door had been opened that night at the McCullough house. Someone could have just walked in. She wanted to kill whoever had done it. A vision of dark eyes rose before her. The boy she'd almost given in to at Bonnie's house, the boy who'd made her forget Stefan. Was he the one? She roused herself as they pulled up to the skull and forced herself to smile as they made their way through the halls. The gym was barely organized chaos. In the hour since Elena had left, everything had changed. Then the place had been full of seniors, student council members, football players, the Key Club, and all putting the finishing touches on props and scenery. Now it was full of strangers, most of them not even human. Several zombies turned as Elena came in, their grinning skulls visible through the rotting flesh of their faces. A grotesquely deformed hunchback limped toward her, along with a corpse and a vivid white skin and hollow eyes. From another direction came a werewolf, its snarling muzzle covered with blood, and a dark and dramatic witch. Elena realized with a jolt that she couldn't recognize half these people in their costumes. Then they were around her, admiring the ice blue gown, announcing problems that had developed already. Elena waved them quiet and turned toward the witch, whose long, dark hair flowed down the back of the tight-fitting black dress. "What is it, Meredith?" she said. "Coach Lyman's sick," Meredith replied grimly. "So somebody got Tanner to substitute." "Mr. Tanner?" Elena was horrified. "Yes, and he's been making trouble already. Poor Bonnie's just about had it. You better get over there." Elena sighed and nodded, then made her way along the twisting route of the haunted house tour. As she passed through the grisly torture chamber and the ghastly mad slasher room, she thought they had almost built too well. This place was unnerving even in the light. The Druid room was near the exit. There a cardboard Stonehenge had been constructed, but the pretty little Druid priestess who stood among the rather realistic-looking monoliths, wearing white robes and an oak leaf garland, looked ready to burst into tears. "But you've got to wear the blood," she was saying pleadingly. "It's part of the scene. You're a sacrifice. Wearing these ridiculous robes is bad enough," replied Tanner shortly. "No one informed me I was going to have to smear syrup all over myself." "Well, it doesn't really get on you," said Bonnie. "It's just on the robes and on the altar." "You're a sacrifice," she repeated, as if this would convince him. "As for that," said Mr. Tanner in disgust, "the accuracy of this whole setup is highly suspect. Contrary to popular belief, the Druids did not build Stonehenge. It was built by a Bronze Age culture that—" Elena stepped forward. "Mr. Tanner, that isn't really the point." Okay, I'm going to have to stop because my phone's getting really hot, so I'll have just to go back to this. Okay, see you soon.